Okay, so welcome to another beautiful week, another wonderful Monday morning where we have the amazing opportunity to meditate together. And this morning I got inspired by Alan Wallace. What a beautiful meditation I did recently with Glenn Swenson, who is one of my teachers. And I thought that's a great way to start a new week implementing equanimity more into our practice, into our life. Okay, let's start as usual. So we're going to start with some mindful shamatha moments in the beginning where we're simply paying attention to the breath. And then from there, we're going to move on into the guided analytical part on equanimity. Okay, let's get ready by finding a good, comfortable seat. Take a moment here, ground your sit bones, elongate your spine. Take a moment to really tuck each vertebra over the other so the spine can become upright and straight, not too tight, not too loose. And from here, roll the shoulders one time up and back. Just give space for the chest. And it also allows the shoulders to soften. And then find a place for your hands to rest. Wherever it feels comfortable. If you're familiar here with any gesture, with any mudra, you're most welcome to do so. A very familiar gesture in the Tibetan Buddhist tradition is that we resting the right in the left palm in front of our belly. Both thumbs are touching, symbolizing compassion, wisdom, and unity. And then also softening all the muscles in your neck. Relax your jaw. You might want to move your jaw one time right to left. You usually hold a lot of tension here. And if you have tension in the body, the mind also will be tight. So let's try to really first give some attention to our bodies to become relaxed. Softening the cheeks, your eyeballs, your eyelids, your eyebrows, your forehead. And then in your own time, scan one time your body from the top to the bottom. Just go through each part once more. And if you encounter any tension, any tightness, you can always use your exhalation and inviting these areas to soften and to relax. Now, the body is much more relaxed and soft, and the mind can easily follow. Also, give yourself now this inner heartfelt permission for this next 25 minutes or so to be fully present, to allow yourself to be here to your fullest. Nothing better you could do, nowhere else to go. Allowing also the mind to arrive in the present moment. And now, body and mind has arrived. So let's open our hearts, setting our motivation for this practice this morning. So let us cultivate here a clear intention. This meditation today based on the topic of equanimity. So let us take this meditation this morning as a step toward awakening further and further the insight of equanimity to bring benefit to ourselves, to all beings. May this meditation help us to loosen our self-centered attitude, to overcome bias, and to develop a heart that embraces everyone with impartial kindness. And just having the thoughts in our heart. With that, let's meet the sensations of the breath. And as usual, you can choose if you want to continue to observe the breath, either in the entrance of your nostril for more clarity, or maybe in the area of your belly for more grounding, or keep on observing the breath in the whole body for more relaxation. But choose one of the three areas. And let's stay with this area for this shamatha, for this single pointed practice. And then you start observing the incoming and outgoing breath in the area you have selected. Entrance of your nostril or the lower parts of the belly, or staying with full body awareness. And just observing your incoming and your outgoing breath. Really noticing when you're breathing in and when you're breathing out. Simply paying attention to that. Every time you find yourself distracted, maybe there are thoughts, try to make plans, or think about past memories, or making plans for the future. The moment you notice the distracting action, just use this moment to first of all relax, release the distracting action, thought, moment, and return back to the breath. Every distraction is welcome. We honor it as part of our practice. But then we simply relax, release, and return. And here now we're going to practice 4 minutes in silence, trying our best to stay alert and attentive with our breath in our selected area. And then we can gently let go of the breath. And now try to pay attention to my voice. Stay with it to the best of your ability. And today's topic for analytical part is equanimity, inspired by Wallace. And here in Mahayana Buddhism, we have a big eye perspective on the development of equanimity, as equanimity is here the foundation of the development of the boundless love, compassion, and wisdom. Without equanimity, our hearts will remain partial and attached to those who please us, indifferent to those we don't know, and more hostile to those who hurt us. So from this highest view, every being we try to see as exactly the same, as there's one or two thoughts which are the same for all of us. All sentient beings wish to be happy, and all wish to be free from suffering. In that way, equanimity is the recognition of this truth. And this truth will opening our hearts to finally develop further and further loving kindness, compassion, and so on. Now let us go here in this reflection on the development on equanimity. And here just reflect a moment on our mind's biased attitude. Can you notice that we usually tend to divide others in one of three categories? The category of friends. Friends are those who help us or bring us joy. The category of strangers. Those who neither help us nor harm us. We couldn't care less. And our enemies or difficult people in life. Those who oppose us or causing us harm or causing us pain. Right? So each and every sentient being we know, we actually put either it's a friend, a stranger, or an enemy. And from these categories, attachment, indifference, and aversion arise. Attachment towards our friends or loved ones. Indifference towards strangers, people we don't know. And aversion towards our enemies. But these labels are not fixed. Because from experience, we know friends can become strangers and enemies can become friends. These three categories are not fixed at all. They exist only in our own mind. Just contemplate here a little moment. Now, I would like to guide you in a little visualization to strengthen the development of equanimity in our minds. Now I invite you to bring to mind, to your inner eyes, and to your heart someone you don't know very well. Maybe a person you've just seen on the street, person you got your coffee this morning from, and just invite them into your space and let them sit quietly before you. And then gently shift your perspective. Can you imagine their life, their struggles, their hopes, their fears? Even they are unknown to you. This person also, exactly like you, longing for happiness and the freedom from suffering, exactly as we do. This person's happiness is not less important than our own. Now, next, bring to mind someone that you deeply care for, a friend, a loved one. Also picture them clearly in front of you in your heart. Feel their presence, the qualities you admire in them, the warmth you naturally experience towards them. And now also here, shift your perspective. Try to step into their experience. See that they too, they have their own doubts, fears, and pain. Beneath the label of your friend, they are also another human being struggling in the same way you do and seeking the same freedom from suffering that we all do as well. Now imagine next person, a difficult person, kind of an enemy for you. Someone with whom you have right now some difficulties, maybe. And also here, just for this meditation, for these few moments, allow their face to appear in front of you. Maybe you can even notice some resistance, some tension. But now be brave, have a courage heart, and just let it be there for some moments. No, so here now, let us shift our perspective by stepping into their shoes. Imagine what hardships or wounds they may carry, what fears may drive their actions. And finally, they are also just a sentient being, just like you, like me. They wish to be happy and they wish to be free from pain. The label we put onto them is only a reflection of how we see them, but it's actually not their essence. Because also here, your enemy might be the loved one for someone else. Now, once more, let them all three of them appear in your heart, in your mind screen. Stranger, your loved one, the difficult person. And look at them through the eyes of loving kindness, recognizing that these three categories are unstable, shifting, because we all had friends who become difficult people or enemies, maybe even, or a difficult person who later become our friends. And finally, each and everyone we know were strangers to us. So this means that these categories we put on every sentient being are unstable and shifting. And at the core, in the essence of our being, we are exactly the same. We just want to be happy and we don't want to suffer. Just look at all of them with this recognition. If this holds any truth for you. Try to rest here a few more moments in this balanced, open awareness. Get your heart open equally towards all being, free from partiality. And make your own conclusion now out of this practice. Or inside your vipassana. Right. And then from here, let's allow all three of them to gently dissolve into love, into light, the back of our hearts. And then give your mind the freedom for another minute to simply stay in open awareness. And then let us dedicate out the energy of this practice with this thought that may all beings live in this great equanimity, free from attachment to friends, free from indifference towards strangers, and free from hostility towards those who are difficult. May this practice plant seeds of impartial love and compassion, and through that may it contribute to the awakening of all sentient beings. In that way, Om Mani Padme Hum, may wisdom and compassion deeply arise within every one of us. And then from here, you can find any way. You might want to bring your hands together, place them over your eyes. Take a moment here to welcome yourself back. Thank you so much for practicing with me. If you have any questions, feel free. You can write me, you can ask. And I see you back on Friday. Much love.